We gaan verder met het programma. Oh.
Angles.
We streamen het live, dus over de hele wereld kijken mensen mee. Maar ik moet op het juiste moment beginnen.
In English, yes. Yeah. You can start now.
Okay. Welcome everybody again, and welcome here in this theater. And we have a new presentation. But it's a presentation which is hoe heet het ook alweer als je het opvolgt? Successor of other presentations. Yesterday we had the first captain of the Stad Amsterdam giving a presentation on how the Stad Amsterdam was built and started up and what it all did and what the clippers were. So that was a very interesting talk on us, and we had a lovely presentation you also from the Dijkstra architects on the most modern ways on how to build a sustainable ship. And so now we have the captain of the Stad Amsterdam, Andi and Reinoud. Are you also the captain?
Yeah, I work in the office.
The office of the captain. Yeah. So we have the captain and we have the office of the captain. and so we are very happy that they are here, and they are going to tell you a lot about how the Stad Amsterdam, which is now 25 years old, something like that, and that it's time to get the Stad Amsterdam more sustainable, and they are going to take us with them how to do that and what the good options are. So Reinoud and Andi, it's yours.
Yes, hello, welcome. Just maybe to clarify that, because Reinoud, he gave this presentation already once on the STI conference, so people that are over there, they know already a little bit about it. Was together with my colleague, and he asked me, hey, are you in to do it here also in Helder for the traditional schepenbeurs? Now, yeah, I said, okay, why not? And then everywhere my name came on the papers, and they said, yeah, but it's why not presentation. So we do share it, actually. So Reinoud explained a little bit more from what we had in plan. So we had a big refit also here in Helder to go more sustainable. That was a wish of the owners. And yeah, if you...
Yeah. Good morning, good afternoon. I'll do the beginning. I work in the office of the Rederij Clipper Stad Amsterdam. We are with about 5 or 6 people over there, and the rest is all working on board. Yeah, the Clipper was built in 2000, or commissioned in 2000, and by the end of 2018, 2019, we had quite some wishes and do a big refit and maintain the ship properly again after sailing for 20 years. And then a lot of ideas and thoughts came up how to make the ship more sustainable. So in order to do that, we started a project, we called it Go Green, a working group was established, and we were working together with the TU Delft, the Technical University, with our shipbuilder Dame, and looking especially with a group called H2 Fuel Systems, and a technical team of the ship itself. I will show you in the next slide why H2. To give you an idea about how to make the ship more sustainable, we wanted to see what we could do to make that happen. And well, you see a number of details there. Exhaust reductions, less fuel consumption, how to make it more efficient, and so on. A clean wastewater was also high on the list. And quite a lot of goals that we wanted to improve on. And so we started looking at our propulsion system and our energy system on board. was really happy that I hope most of you have seen the presentation of Thomas just before ours, because he is talking about making the ship more sustainable from the design level onwards. We were and are looking at retrofitting a ship with a more sustainable system. So what you see here is the situation it was before we did the refit. And so we had a more or less traditional main engine with a hydraulic line to our bow thruster, traditional propeller, emergency genset, two normal gensets which we can use alternatively or both. And then we have what we consume on board on power, which is chillers, air units. The galley, of course, is a big electricity consumer. The laundry, but also all the cabins for our passengers, charging telephones, laptops, etc., etc. Lighting, of course, and so to say, okay, what kind of alternatives do we have as well? You mentioned another one?
Air conditioning.
Air conditioning,
Very
yes.
important.
Yeah, chillers and air conditioning, yeah. So they came up, they did extensive research, and I'm no technical guy, so I can only tell you what they came up with and with suggestions. This is a more or less a modern approach, that you have a diesel-electric system. Well, not even that, that's the next slide. This is an overhaul of your main engine, and you have some power generated over your shaft. And then we overhaul our gensets, and we do put in an energy storage and make an electrical bow thruster, thus putting less power on your main engine. So that was one of the options. The next one was more exciting, and that's that's still yeah, that's still conservative on this side, but more modern on this side, and that's to put a hydrogen engine in it, or a fuel cell. In Delft, they are doing a lot of research on hydrogen, also in cars. In the meantime, because this is old theory, in the meantime, there's already an inland barge sailing on hydrogen. But for us, it would be completely new. And there was also a different kind of hydrogen supply, because normally speaking, you have big tanks which have a danger of exploding. And with this system, the combination to provide the hydrogen would only be made inside the engine. And it involves having a large storage of non-dangerous goods that you would mix together just before it enters the engine. And then we would also have a conservative normal generator. So that was one scenario. Second scenario, is that you have a fully hydrogen plant. So just two hydrogen generators, if you can call it like that, and you have an electrically powered propeller, and still your emergency genset as a normal set. Of course, also power pack and your electrical bow thruster. Well, they did a lot of research on that. A lot of clever people thought about it, and we came up to the. Oh, way too fast. Here we are. Yeah. Unfortunately, it was way too early to consider hydrogen. So this was decided in, I think, 2019. we're 6 years old now, so maybe the decision would have been different this time. But one of the big reasons also, not just the type of engine or power supply, but we would need a lot of storage room for our hydrogen-powered system. And it was even discussed to put 4 or 6 meters hull length in between. 6 meters, I think, Andi?
6 meter 60, because then you have 2 cabins. We asked for 6 meter, and then the Dijkstra architect calculated it better make 6 meter 60, and then we can put 2 cabins, and on lower deck we have space for power pack and everything.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we think that didn't go through. Of course, it's quite a decision to cut a ship in half and put 6 meter 60 in between. But it would have made a very interesting exercise. But also, and I think that's also an important one, legislation for hydrogen-powered solar passenger vessels was unheard of, I think, at that time. And I'm still not sure if it is being used. It's being used today. So so we took a more conservative approach. And the next slide will show you also, if you look at the hull of our ship, you can see that we have a beautiful underwater part of our ship, but it's very narrow, and we lack a lot of storage. That's the difficulty with retrofitting a ship, is that you have to deal with the things you have. So what did we do? We put a more efficient main engine in, old one out, new one in, together with an exhaust gas cleaning system to reduce the NOxes and SOxes and all those things. We put in smaller generators, as you can see, considerably lower, plus a battery pack. So the theory is that if you have a small generator running, of course, and you use it better, then you have a very efficient engine using less diesel than the old system. And if you need more power because maybe it's 4 o'clock and they start working in the galley or putting all the heatings on, all the stoves and so on, and you need an extra power, then you use the peak shaving, the battery pack. So we